Mia, thank you for joining me here on YouTube. I wanted to ask you a couple of other things, didn't have time for on the podcast. And for those of you who are just joining us here on YouTube, don't forget to go over to the podcast. Any podcast app, just look for Art with two A's, and you'll find the full and complete interview with Mia Cioffi Henry. We covered a lot of things there, but I didn't get around to asking you what you watch for pleasure and leisure.
Ah, what do I watch? Right now, I'm very excited to get into Slow Horses. The new
Okay.
season just started, and I'm actually rewatching the last season because I forgot everything that happened as I'm starting the new season. But that's kind of like my show my husband and I watch together, which we don't have so many of those. But I love Gary Oldman. I love the way it looks. I love everything
Uh-huh.
about that show. It's
Uh-huh.
just the right amount of tension for me.
Oh, is it? So you don't want too
Yes,
much at the end of the day. You want the time
right.
to unwind. Do books
Exactly.
give you that? Do you have time to read?
I wish I were reading more. I started a great book this summer that I, of course, did not finish. Um, when I'm in Italy, which I was in Italy this summer, I am so good about sitting by the beach and reading, and I can fully relax because that's all there is to do in August by the seashore. But as soon as I got back to New York, I kind of it's just been like a grind ever since. So I'm looking forward to now that I just wrapped my feature. I'm looking forward to cracking that book open again and finishing it because I made it two-thirds of the way through. It's called Trust,
Oh,
which is about New York and kind of Gilded Age time frame, and it's very very good and it's a bit of an epic, which I love. Which Gilded Age is also one of my favorite shows too.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
How about writing? Do you enjoy writing?
No, I hate writing.
Do you really?
I do. I
Do you?
struggle so much with writing. I think when I do write, I've been writing a movie that I would love to make for like the last almost 10 years now. I've been writing it. I started writing it when I was pregnant, and it was really just my writing process is very pieced together. It comes, of course, as a cinematographer. It starts with images,
Hmm.
and I kind of will write down what I see of an image and kind of create a little scene. But I'm really bad at plot, and so I can do these great characters or these great moments, these little beats. But then I feel like I really struggle with figuring out what's actually happening and what I need. So I have a version of a script, but I'm not done script, and it's kind of written on note cards and notes apps and voice memos. I tend to write when I'm driving. My parents live in East Hampton, and so I will just voice record as
Oh,
I'm
okay.
driving what something is, dialogue or a scene or something like that. And now I need to just like sit down, transcribe everything, put everything in order. I think there's a movie in there, but I don't know. We'll see if I ever make it.
Do you often think that way, though? Okay, whatever you're writing or reading, is there a movie in this?
Oh yeah,
Mm.
always.
Mm.
I feel that way when I'm like putting the groceries away. Like,
Oh,
oh, this is a scene. This is, or just, like a moment in an elevator. I think that's to me that's one of the things that I love about making films is kind of taking an everyday moment and making
mm.
it cinematic. And maybe that's why I don't make action movies because I don't have a lot of everyday car chases. Although I actually have seen a few living in New York, but it's more about those little moments, the peeling of the potatoes. I think that like seeing a scene like that as cinematic masterpiece opened the door for me to, oh, anything can be cinema if you sort of frame
Mhm.
it just the right way.
Yeah, that's so true. I'm wondering about poetry then. If you do get to read, poetry because poetry and art they all are intertwined, aren't they?
Yeah. I think I have a funny relationship with poetry. I feel like sometimes I get sad when I don't feel like poetry affects me the way it's supposed to. But I
Hmm.
think that's because I'm a visual person, and um I would rather a photograph than words sometimes. I think
Hmm.
sometimes, and maybe this also has to do with why I don't feel like writing is necessarily my medium. I think that I feel like I'm trying too hard with words sometimes when an image will do, meaning that it's like there's an artifice to words,
Hmm.
to description, that sometimes makes the, I don't know, it's like too flowery or too, I don't know, I don't know what the word is, but it doesn't feel as genuine or authentic to me as an image does. Whether it's a painting or a sculpture or a photograph, that to me somehow feels more authentic, more grounded. Words sometimes can betray, uh, I don't know, authenticity.
I can see a constantly creative mind here. How do you switch off?
I have a very difficult time. I have a hard time falling asleep.
Yeah.
I always have. I think my dreams are too vivid as well. And so I really have to, uh, I don't practice decent enough sleep hygiene because I think I'm constantly trying to trick myself into falling asleep through boredom. And, it kind of started as a kid falling asleep to, late night TV or radio, and now it's like putting on, some history podcast or YouTube just to kind of like trick myself into falling asleep. I would like to, I think that is certainly a goal of mine, is to get better at switching off in all capacities. I think I have a constant like to-do list.
Hmm.
There's just, I'm sitting next to I have like a to-do list, and my desk is filled with sticky notes, and index cards are on the wall of all of the things I need to do and remember and keep track of. So I think that like turning off is definitely something that I have to get better at. I think I'm very good at being in the moment, though. We talked about that before, but as a filmmaker and as a parent, I think the being in the moment thing I've gotten much better at, just being satisfied with something that's happening in present tense. And so I think I need to do that more with myself, and not just save that for others, for the film I'm working on, for my child,
Hmm.
for my partner, for whoever, and be good about that with myself. Walking, I think turning off, I can walk.
I was going to ask about that, whether meditation or exercise are helpful to you.
Yeah, meditation I'm no good at, but I used to run when I had better ankles, and
Oh,
I loved that kind of clarity in running.
uh-huh.
I walk, being a New Yorker, I walk more places than anything, especially living in Manhattan. I never shy away from a 45-minute walk. So
Hmm.
I think that's a great time to kind of just take in the world around me and not you can't do anything else, right? So
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
nice.
Do you have any other you time with you? It sounds like you're either working or being, a mum and a homemaker
Yeah,
and a wife. Is
yeah.
is there any other me time? Where's the joy now?
I mean, I take so much joy in all of those things. Um, I wish I had hobbies. I wish I've been trying to have a hobby for the longest time. I remember I was finishing a film just before the pandemic, and I was like, okay, this is it. I'm going to the art store. I'm buying painting supplies. I'm going to start painting. I'm going to take a painting class. I'm going to get a hobby. And I was really interested in talking to everybody else about what their hobbies were. And then COVID hit, and it seemed like everybody got to indulge in their hobbies. And I was like panic baking, which I don't consider to be a hobby. I worked at I have worked a lot of restaurant jobs, and I've worked in bakeries and stuff, and so I was just like pulling out old recipes and getting like deep into that. But it was like very militant, on a
Uh-huh.
time frame, because it's sourdough or it's this or it's that. Fermenting a lot of things. But I felt like I missed my opportunity to have a hobby then.
Do
But
you,
I don't know. I would like to take something up.
do you enjoy cooking then? Is that the Italian in you?
I do like cooking. I think COVID ruined my love of cooking though, because I really
Oh,
used that as this coping mechanism for the stress of what that was. And I
mm,
sort of like quarantined with my daughter and my mother and my stepfather. And we all took turns. We had each had 2 nights a week that we cooked, and I did all the grocery shopping and all of this prep stuff. And I was just like making bread for my family and just this whole thing. And I feel like I have not, I don't know if it's because I've just been so busy since then, but I have not found the love of cooking again. I do bake a lot during the holidays from Thanksgiving and Christmas. I bake a lot of pies and cookies, and I do really enjoy that a lot. And that's because it's like I get to give those things to other people. And I think that that's like a way I show my appreciation is like, I made
sharing the
this really
love.
tasty thing. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Well, that leads me to a very nice question just to finish here,
Yeah.
Mia, with if you could invite six people to a dinner party, living or
Oh
dead,
gosh.
who would
Oh
they be?
gosh.
Because this tells me a lot about who you are.
Wow. I don't even know. I feel like it's like Otis Redding, like musicians. I just want to
Okay.
like sit in the presence of like people's voices.
Uh-huh.
Probably throw in like a film director in there. Uh, um,
We have to name names.
to name names. I'm so bad at names too, but like Gene Kelly.
Oh,
Have some. Have always been obsessed with him. I come from a musical theater background. Singing in the Rain
yep.
is still my all-time
Yeah.
favorite film.
Yeah.
Um, who
Someone
else?
else
That's
that was on the show recently included Gene Kelly.
oh yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. Well, he's just such a multi-hyphenate and just like
Mm.
he there's nothing he couldn't do creatively or had kind of the energy and excitement for. Um, yeah, who else? It's people that would just entertain me, I think. Um, Maybe like a Solange Knowles, like because I think she's also so creative and so interesting. I then some artists probably like um Eggleston. There was a great documentary about him, and I just loved his approach to photography, um, which is that he didn't really have an approach. He just took lots of photos and let somebody else edit them for him. And I
Right.
feel that way sometimes as a cinematographer. Like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Let me shoot that. Let me shoot that. You just deal with this later. Um, yeah, I've been very much enjoyed sitting down with someone like Ed Lockman in the
Mhm.
past and getting to hear him talk about his approach to things. So that he's always a good hang. Someone like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Um,
That's a very eclectic set of
yeah,
people that group there. Yeah.
yeah,
And I
I
know you're going to
know.
bake for them, so
Yeah,
they will
exactly.
feel very welcome.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that.
Mia, thank you so much for taking time to do this. Just remind everybody where they can find you on social media and also your new productions, both the film and the documentary.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, just Mia Cioffi Henry. It's actually a picture of my face now. It hadn't been for the last 15 years. So I'm easy to find. And you can find Sorry Baby is streaming on HBO October 30th. It's still in theaters in places around the world as well. And Cover Up documentary film. Will be streaming on Netflix starting in December. I can't remember the exact date, but is in like a million festivals right now. Playing in LA soon, DC, New York, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Wonderful.
Yes, but it'll be on Netflix too. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, super. Lovely to get to know you a little bit. So, and again, thank
Yes.
you for taking time to do this and the very best of luck with all your future projects.
Thank you so much, Chris. Thanks for the podcast and for always inviting on interesting people. It's just like such an amazing collection of women to be a part of.
Well, welcome to the family because you're
Yeah.
also alongside some of your friends here we've had on the show, like Shona Hagan and Chris Werecki. They're both friends of yours,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Love them
Yeah.
both.
Yeah.
Collaborators too. I've worked with both of them.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. Yeah. Which is
Awesome.
great.
Well, you're a member of the family now, Mia.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Well, thanks again for taking the time to do this. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, you too.